Do you love traveling? I feel like the world is pretty safe these days. There are only about 3 or 4 countries you really can't visit, and most places are totally fine. But guys, while researching for this video, I realized there are still spots on Earth where you might not come out alive if you go. So today, I'll show you footage from some of the most dangerous places in the world, just so you don't accidentally end up there. And if you're someone who loves going on vacation, smash that like button and subscribe. All right, have you ever been on vacation to a tropical island? I know some of you practically live on tropical islands compared to where I am, but here's the thing. Not all tropical islands have resorts, beach chairs, or piña coladas. Some have bows, arrows, and cannibals. This one island is home to a tribe that hasn't had contact with the outside world for thousands of years. And when outsiders show up, they get eaten. Take a look.
The tribespeople raised their bows at the missionary as he illegally landed on the Sentinel Island in 2018. Despite their hostility, the missionary climbed out of his kayak to preach to them. But a young boy from the tribe released an arrow. Instead of killing the man, it hit the Bible, saving his life. But the tribespeople had taken his kayak, and he had to swim back to a fishing boat. The next day, the missionary swam back to the island, but this time he wasn't so lucky. Fishermen later saw the tribespeople burying his body on the beach.
I mean, you've got to respect that level of dedication. He really wanted to teach those people about Jesus, huh? But going back after already getting shot with an arrow? That's either next-level obsession, or maybe he just had a reckless streak. Well, I actually found a real-life person with the exact same reckless streak. He decided to explore one of these off-limits islands completely alone. At first, he went unnoticed, sneaking around, thinking he was safe. But eventually, the tribe found him. And yeah, you can probably guess what happened next. Take a look.
This is why you never visit North Sentinel Island, because when this guy began to vlog his exploration, a cannibal tribe member found the outsider and began to stalk him. Entirely unaware of his presence, the man continued to explore the deadly jungle in hopes to get some good footage. But once he finally noticed the cannibal was following him, it was already too late. The explorer ran as fast as he could, but the hungry tribe member easily caught up and captured the man. A few hours later, he was held hostage and forced to upload a video that warned the viewers not to mess with their tribe, and he was never seen again.
Wait, so they didn't harm him? At least not right away. Maybe they wanted to keep his meat fresh and tender. After all, some people on this island are known to practice cannibalism. Or maybe you could actually befriend them? I mean, they didn't shoot him with an arrow the second he showed up. And hey, they might even like me. I've got that charm, you know? Plus, I come so snatched, there's practically no meat on my bones. They'd take one look and be like, not worth it. All right. Enough bragging and stroking my own ego. The thing is, the Sentinelese aren't the only isolated tribe out there. This next island is in Papua New Guinea, a place that's basically one massive jungle dotted with remote tribes. Imagine living in one of the few towns there, completely surrounded by endless, dense wilderness. Well, this guy actually went deep into that jungle and tried to make contact with the tribe. Spoiler, it did not go according to plan. Take a look.
Serang lagi, serang!
I think they're pointing bow and arrows at us, bro.
Seriously, this is terrifying. They're huge bows. So I've got like an offering for them. This is Demi back here, who knows the tribe and who's bringing us in. He's telling us that this is the way to basically bargain our way and try and make them accept us. Got salt.
Put it in your hand.
Put it in my hand?
Open it and just put it in your hands a little bit. Kakak macam tidak terima kita full. Kakak rasa buang. Kakak rasa.
Oh God. Okay, he doesn't look like he likes that.
Be careful.
He doesn't like it. All right, guys, let's move back maybe.
We have to go out.
He's not into that.
Not really welcome. It's really dangerous.
I'm not gonna lie, that is absolutely terrifying.
Oh my God.
Demi, they're scary.
I'm sorry I'd take you here.
Why did he give him salt? Like, they're not gonna enjoy plain raw salt, bro. Could have at least brought sugar or some candy. Something that actually tastes good. And what's with that caption, by the way? How do we even know they're cannibals? I mean, if they really were, they'd probably just shoot arrows and have this guy for dinner instead of going, salt? Nah, thanks. No peas leave. That tribesman was weirdly chill about it. Also, why is the outsider dressed like he's heading to a business meeting in the jungle? From the tribesman's point of view, it's basically like some random stranger just sailed into your backyard uninvited. Honestly, I'd be suspicious too. All right, this next place is absolutely wild, but it's not hidden in some remote jungle. It was actually built by humans. You might have already guessed it. A prison. Guys, this prison might hold the most dangerous criminals on the entire planet, all locked up in one spot. A few years ago, El Salvador had the highest murder rate per capita in the world. But then the government cracked down hard on gang violence and corruption, rounding up thousands of criminals and throwing them into massive prisons. Now the streets are way safer. But inside those prison walls, it's a whole different nightmare. I don't think any of us would last a single night in there. Take a look.
This is inside of El Salvador's prison called 𝗀𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗃, and come with me, I'm going to take you guys inside of this prison. These prisoners are the worst of the worst. You can see they are all gang affiliated, from the 18s on their foreheads to the 13s on their chests. And in order to get inside the prison, you had to go through multiple rounds of security. And this prison has like 6 security checkpoints you have to go through, and they check literally everything. We hopped on a bus and headed to the very back where all the prisoners are at and headed to their cells. And as soon as you get in, you can see just how many prisoners there are, how many gangsters are inside of this prison. What's crazy is that these gangsters used to control the entire country of El Salvador. In some places, you couldn't walk from one street to the next because you'd be walking into a new gang's territory. Until Nayib Bukele declared war on these gangs, they roamed freely across El Salvador. These prisoners have extremely strict rules inside this prison. In fact, they will actually never leave these cells to see the light of the day again. Every day, they are let out for a little bit to do some stretches. And another thing that's interesting about this prison is these gangsters are not a part of the same gang. You have MS-13, Barrio 18, the Revolutionaries, the Southerners. You have all different gangs all inside of the same prison cell. And at one point, they asked these guys to take their shirts off so they could see their tattoos. For instance, right here, I have MS-13 next to Barrio 18.
I don't think those people are in there for stealing candy from the local supermarket. Like, imagine getting locked up for swiping a cake or a cat-shaped snack, and then ending up in a cell with those guys. I'd probably just curl up under my blanket all day and pray no one notices me. And yeah, you definitely want to avoid dropping the soap. Because if you do, it's not just one person coming after you. It's like 40 at once. All right, switching gears. Have you ever forgotten to put the milk back in the fridge? My mom always loses it when I do that. And I'm just sitting there thinking, how bad could it really be? It's not like it turns toxic after a couple of hours out. But now imagine an entire supermarket filled with milk, meat, and all kinds of perishable groceries, left untouched for years without refrigeration. It got so bad that people actually had to wear full hazmat suits just to step inside. Otherwise, they risked getting seriously sick. Take a look.
These photos straight up look like they belong in some sort of zombie movie or quarantine movie, but this legitimately happened. There are 4 different images in this starting video. We can clearly see 2 of those images show this supermarket by the name of 𝗀𝗃cie. And then there's an image of some gross looking meat, and then people using these suits to protect themselves against biohazards. Now 𝗀𝗃cie was a supermarket that was located in Fort Worth, Texas. And in 1999, the owners of the supermarket ended up going bankrupt, so they subsequently left all of their food inside. At first, this didn't seem like a very big deal, but after months of heat, no refrigeration, all of the food spoiled, especially the meat and dairy, and it made a horrible stench. The store was literally considered a health hazard. People, of course, had to wear these biohazard suits to clean it. Eventually, it did get cleaned up, but it was very gross. This is a very bare bones version of this story. If you guys want a long form on this, let me know and I'll do it.
That's just too disgusting. Imagine the absolute stench. There's got to be some undiscovered life forms in there. Like there's probably some kind of supersized bacteria that evolved in there. I can't believe it's legal just to leave something like that if you go bankrupt. Like, that's not right. Imagine driving there thinking it's not closed and then you just pass out the moment you get out of your car. Actually, guys, let's use this as a word of the day. Comment spoiled milk if you've made it this far into the video. Alright guys, we've seen islands with cannibals and places with deadly toxins. But what about islands with badly toxic animals, like spiders, snakes, or little insects? I actually don't have that big a problem with snakes. They're mostly chill when I've seen them. But I know some of y'all would probably really disagree with that. Like you freak out every time you see one. Well, I've got the perfect place for you. This is a peaceful tropical island with no snakes at all. Just me, guys.
This is the place to go if you want to die. It is called 𝗀𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗃𝗯𝗲𝗿𝗀, also known as Snake Island. Every square meter of this island has 1 to 5 snakes, of which this guy, the golden lancehead pit viper, resides. One bite and you have 60 seconds to live. The Brazilian government has made it illegal to visit this island.
Oh my god. 1 to 5 snakes per square meter? That's a nightmare sentence. I live somewhere where you'd be lucky to find even 1 mosquito in that space. And now you're telling me some places are packed with snakes like that? It's basically stepping on 5 snakes every time you take a single step. How insane is that? I actually tried to find real footage of it, but there's nothing on TikTok. Which makes sense, because it's straight up illegal to go there. And honestly, if you did sneak in, you probably wouldn't make it back out alive. Speaking of places that sound too wild to be real, y'all know SpongeBob, right? He lives in a pineapple under the sea in Bikini Bottom. But here's the thing. Bikini Bottom is actually based on a real location. It's Bikini Atoll, a place the US government used for nuclear bomb testing back in the day. So yeah, SpongeBob building a cheerful little town on top of a radioactive underwater wasteland? Kinda weird when you think about it. But don't worry, this video explains it way better than I can.
Did you know that Bikini Bottom is based on a real place? It's a place called Bikini Atoll, where the US government detonated at least 23 nuclear bombs from 1946 to 1958. This is some real footage of one of the bombs exploding in 1948. So the premise of the show is it's a documentary of the mutated sea life there from radiation, which explains a lot, like why there's this narrator.
The sea. So fascinating. So wonderful.
And why all the characters are dressed like it's the 50s.
Wait, that's wild. So that's why there's a talking sponge down there? All that radiation from 23 nuclear bombs basically mutated sea life so hard that it created SpongeBob himself. Couldn't they have tested those bombs somewhere else instead of vaporizing a beautiful tropical island? Just think of all the nature that got wiped out. Guys, if you care about protecting the planet, let's actually do something to save it. All right, I don't know if I've got any viewers in Australia, but this next story takes place there. And it's just as unsettling. You probably know how, back in the day, cigarettes were actually marketed as healthy. Doctors even recommended them as pain relievers or a good addition to your diet. Well, the exact same thing happened with a material called asbestos. People absolutely loved using it to insulate their homes. It was cheap, fire-resistant, and everywhere. But then they discovered the horrifying truth. Asbestos is made of millions of microscopic, needle-like rock fibers that your body can't break down or remove. If you inhale them, they embed themselves in your lungs, slowly tearing through tissue with no way to get them out. And this one town? It became the worst-case scenario of all. Take a look.
It might be hard to understand why this town is abandoned, but once you see this sign, everything becomes extremely clear. In this video, we're looking at a town in Australia that was abandoned, and for a very good reason. This town is known as Wittenoom, and it's located on the northwestern portion of Australia, and people that visit this town are encouraged to wear full body protection because of how much asbestos is located here. Back in the mid-1900s, it was found that a large amount of asbestos was located in this region, so Wittenoom was created and had a population of 20,000 at its peak numbers. The problem here is asbestos is very dangerous to breathe in, especially without proper protection, and the entire area is completely littered in asbestos fibers from the mining. 1 in every 10 residents was passing away from asbestosis, which is an extremely high rate, and in 2006, the town was told to pack it up and leave. This wasn't enacted though until 2013, when the town was fully abandoned and houses were torn down and replaced with warning signs. The tailings of the asbestos mine are still here and just as deadly, so if you're thinking about visiting here, don't do so, but if you do, wear personal protective equipment.
Oh my god, that's insane. An entire town built just to mine one material, not knowing it was silently killing everyone. And honestly, it wasn't just one place. There were so many towns like this. I've actually watched a few documentaries about asbestos communities, and they're absolutely chilling. I'd highly recommend them if you're into deep dives like this. All right, that's all I've got for you today. Just remember, never, ever go to any of these places. Not that I think you would, but still, better safe than sorry. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and if you're feeling extra generous, drop a comment. It really helps the algorithm push my videos to more people like you. As always, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.